zByte is creating the world's first decentralized platform that simplifies the decentralized app or DApp creation for developers and enterprises through a low-code, no-code interface. And with me is the CEO and co-founder, Krish Kapatil, to explain what you're doing with zByte. So, you know, blockchain is amazing technology. And I've had people ask me over the years, well, it's so great, why isn't it used more? But you're trying to kind of smooth out that whole process with zByte, right?
Absolutely, Jane. So what we also, looked at it, why isn't it being adopted at scale by enterprises? It's phenomenal technology. It powers some, one of the most valuable coin today, Bitcoin, and it's so secure. Why aren't enterprises using it? And we came down to a few problems and issues which enterprises are facing. And that's what we are trying to solve in zByte. And I'll explain those. One of them is availability of developers. The blockchain is currently programmed in languages where developers are very difficult to find, whether it's Rust, Haskell, and Solidity, and so many of them, right? And the other problem which enterprises face is, from a scalability perspective, is how do I develop these apps, and how do I develop an ecosystem around it, right? Because it just can't be a few enterprise developers doing it. They want a whole ecosystem of developers around it to support them, support the apps. And then there are all these very phenomenal L1 protocols. You have heard a few of them, Ethereum and Cardano and Avalanche and Casper, to name a few of them. All of them great technologies, phenomenal work, Solana, again, to name a few of them, but all working in silos. What we are trying to do here is create a platform which brings all of them together so that the developers and enterprises can leverage all of them using just a single platform.
Okay, all right. So explain how you're doing that, like from a developer's point of view. If they're watching this interview, how do you bring that all together?
So what we do is we, on dPlat, what we call as the decentralized platform, a lot of work is being done to make sure that these underlying complexities are taken care or abstracted there.
I see.
So if a developer comes in, it's as simple as him or her selecting, what L1 protocol to use. Let's say they're developing an app and launching NFTs, so which ones to use? They can use multiple protocols too. And how do you write apps to them, and where do you upload them, right? So what we are as part of the dPlat, we have three things going on there. One of them is a low-code, no-code platform, which makes it very simple and easy for a citizen developer. I would use that term, not an expert in Rust
Somebody
or
like
Haskell.
me?
Yeah, absolutely, or me.
Right.
A citizen developer could just pick up the low-code, no-code platform. It's just simple drop and drag, and create a smart contract, for example, right? The other thing is, since we are focusing the enterprise market, the enterprise world and the blockchain world today don't talk in terms of technologies. So we are building a whole bunch of connectors. And a very simple example is, like for an enterprise, the whole identity of an individual inside an enterprise revolves around the email. In the blockchain world, it evolves around wallet and the public and private address. Now, how do you even connect these two, right? So I give you a very simple example. So we are building like hundreds of connectors to connect to Oracle, SAP, a whole bunch of Microsoft systems around Microsoft Azure, Dynamics, and a whole bunch of them. So we'll be having hundreds of them. We are building them continuously, right? And the third thing is, once a developer develops something, where does he upload it? If it is a focused enterprise, yes, they take it into the enterprise systems. But if a developer develops it, so we are creating the world's first App Store, what we call Decentralized App Store, where a developer can develop, put it up on the App Store, and then the app economy kicks in. Right? If somebody likes that app, he or she or the enterprise uses it, and the whole ecosystem benefits out of it. And the beauty of this, the other thing, Jane, is everything which we are doing on the dPlat side is going to be made available to the community. Right? We are going to open source it, and it's going to be available, and we are looking at community working together with us to enrich this platform as much as possible, right? So that the whole, our goal that whenever somebody goes in to create a decentralized solution, the platform of choice is dPlat. It just comes in, it's a decentralized platform, they should just come in there, and we look at all the L1 protocols partnering with us. They're very happy because we do provide a whole bunch of users who exercise their platform and use their platforms.
Okay, so is a good place to start then your website? To go there, learn about it, can they start developing there?
Yes, so we will be launching, what we have now is a very basic rudimentary website, but the way we are structuring the whole thing is there is going to be a not-for-profit foundation which will be taking care of all the development, because this is completely community-led. We firmly believe in the decentralized world. We fully believe that everything should be immutable, transparent, and what dPlat does will be governed by a DAO with a governing council, and this is going to be open sourced and made available to the whole community. But when you exercise the zByte platform, you do have to use our token, which is called the zByte token.
I see.
Yeah? Then just to bring the focus onto enterprise, we are focusing on Fortune 5000. We are creating an entity which will focus purely on taking dPlat and solutions based on dPlat to the enterprise world. That will be a for-profit entity with a very clear focus on taking these solutions. And we hope that there will be many more entities which will come up, which leverage the dPlat, that platform, the decentralized platform, and build such commercial entities and all kinds of solutions and solving various problems for the enterprise.
Yeah.
So we are seeding it with one, and we have enough, momentum going on that we feel that there'll be a whole bunch of other companies who will be using this open source platform and creating value-added solutions on top of it for enterprises.
Now, so how does zByte make money? Through the tokens then?
Yes, so the zByte, the platform, of course, is, as I said, is owned by a foundation, which we'll be launching very soon. It's still in the works. That will be making money through, when I say it's a not-for-profit, so they don't make money in that sense. Of course, they make sure that anybody using or investing in our token is properly rewarded. So the more the platform gets used, the better it is for all the developers, the community which is supporting it. Right? So that's how that part of it works. Then, of course, the for-profit entity works on like a regular business, the top line, bottom line. But that is completely separated from the dPlat initiative. Yeah, for now, we have an initiative on the for-profit entity to take NFTs, which are created using this dPlat, into the enterprise market, specifically targeting the CMOs of the world. How do you use NFTs, from a marketing perspective? So, but that's just one use case which we are doing. We might do more, and I think that there'll be companies who are much more creative and better than us on that front who will be doing a lot more.
And you've got already some partners. Tell me about that.
Yes, we were very surprised at the positive reaction we got from the market. And especially, there's a very large insurance company, very excited about us, large telecom companies, a very large OEM, which is into, gaming and others who want to use our dPlat to develop solutions. And then one of the big tech companies which has come forward and working very closely with us on this is Microsoft. So through various initiatives, we are actually leveraging some of their technologies when we are building connectors. We are also going to market together with some of their customers who are transitioning from Web 2.0 to 3.0. So that was a very surprising and positive development to see the big tech also supporting us on such initiatives.
So who would your main customer be, would you say?
Our main customers, dPlat could be used by large enterprises, right? And it could also be used by, in a very simple use case where, let's say, two individuals are buying and selling a home, and they want to set up an escrow using a smart contract. So it could just be used by anybody, right? But the focus for some of the commercial entities which we are focusing on are large enterprises. We are looking at Fortune 5000 companies. And it depends on the use case. If it is like the one I mentioned, targeting CMOs, this could be across all companies. Every company, large company has a CMO. But then we have other use cases which companies are discussing around asset tracking, carbon tracking. And we are working with system integration partners who take our dPlat and develop those solutions for such customers. So typically, a lot of interest right now from Fortune 5000.
And that's who will be your target, I guess.
Those would be our target,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell me about your roadmap. I know you're doing a capital raise right now, looking for investors. The token, describe kind of the whole business side of it.
Yeah, so we are, this year we are planning on raising around 100 million. All of it would be via token raise. As of now, we are self-funded. We are going ahead. We have around 15, 20 engineers right now developing the platform. We plan to add a lot more as we go forward. And then, of course, one of the big initiatives we would have, this will be all kick in post-May, is getting the community involved in enhancing the platform, right?
Yeah.
And we would be open sourcing, our open source initiative would kick in sometime around July,
Okay.
right? But of course, we are giving early releases to all friendly customers and developers in the community.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's it. We are very excited, and we really hope, from a market perspective, as these large companies transition from Web 2.0 to 3.0,
Yeah.
and it'll start with some use cases. We hope the platform of choice is dPlat, and we are confident, at least based on all the conversations we have spoken to around 100 plus companies, and some of them, were not aligned with the use case we were focusing on with them, but they say, man, I have so many more things I can do with your decentralized platform. When is it available? When can I get hold of it?
Interesting. So you can see even expanding from what you're envisioning right now as things go on.
It's way more,
Yeah.
and the power of community is really amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
The more we engage with them, the more we see how much more we can do using decentralized platform once we engage with the community.
Okay. Thank you so much, Chris. Fascinating to hear the story about zByte.
Thank you so much, Jane. Real pleasure.